For those who don't watch Off the Ranch, my vlog channel, this is my kit car. It's pretty cool, right? It has a giant turbocharger on the back of it. It only weighs 1,500 pounds, and it has the Eagle of Freedom, the AR-15 winged Eagle on the hood. You may remember this design. It all stemmed from just a Demolition Ranch video where I did this. The most American thing I can think of would be me, but I am a bald eagle, and my wings are made out of AR-15s. But what I want to say is we are launching our hats. We have new Demolition Ranch hats. We have this one, and we also have a camouflage one. And you can get them at ranchmerch.com. Link in the description. And pretty soon, we are going to have the gray eagle on an OD green shirt, just like this. We haven't done that before. The other ones were black with blue eagles. This one is going to be gray and OD green, and it's going to be so good. First time ever. What are these? Why do these say Eagle of Freedom on them? That's an OD green shirt. What? They got the shirts without telling me. They didn't even tell me that the shirts came in. This is my warehouse and no one told me what's going on in here. And we've been planning these shirts and they didn't even tell me they arrived yet. I mean, they look really, really good, but how was I to know? What is this? We've got small all the way to XXL. What are these? Women's V-necks? Why did they don't think that this is my warehouse and I get to make the rules? They're supposed to tell me. I'm gonna show them whose warehouse this is. What's up? It's my tape. I don't care. Welcome to Demolition Ranch. We're in Canada right now. And today, this whole video is going to be about how Canada is different from America in regards to guns and gun laws. Because Furious Pete over here, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
He wanted to take me shooting. So we have come out to a gun club in Canada. And we're gonna, you've never shot guns in Canada, have you?
I have not. I've shot Nerf guns, I've shot pellet guns.
He shot Texan guns in Texas.
Yeah.
But this is both of our first time to shoot guns in Canada.
Yep.
So we're gonna bring you along and we're gonna compare and contrast the Canadian and United States in regards to guns. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
So we are out on a Canadian gun range. Apparently the only place you can practice shooting is at a gun range. I need to double check and make sure that's true. But from what I understand is even if you have land, you can't go out and just start shooting on your own land. We just got a dueling tree set up, so we might have to get a little competition going a little later on. This is Mike and his son Brandon. There are Canadian guides to shooting in Canada. And is it true that you can't just go, if you have land, if you own 1,000 acres, you can't go shoot on it, right?
Well, you can with non-restricted.
Oh, okay. So, but like an AR-15, you couldn't go out there.
That's a restricted in Canada.
So there's classifications for restricted and non-restricted. I don't know exactly what makes it that, but AR-15s are restricted here. And you can't just go out and shoot on your farm or your ranch out here. You have to go to a gun range to do that kind of a thing.
You have to go off the ranch.
You have to go off the ranch. Okay, we're just talking about how I don't understand restricted versus non-restricted. So Mike is going to explain to us, with this table full of beautiful guns, what makes a gun restricted and what makes it not restricted in Canada.
It's a K98K Mauser,
Okay.
1940,
Yeah.
made by Sauer. The SKS,
Yeah.
Tula Arsenal, 1950.
And that's a Norinco M14, and then you got which is a 308, and then this is a Daria 12 gauge shotgun, MK12.
Magazine fed.
Yeah, and then this is a Tavor TAR 21.
Yep.
And then that's yours.
This is a Rossi shotgun that was cut down. The barrel was actually substantially longer originally. Originally these came into Canada as non-restricted, and then they changed it to restricted due to barrel length. So why not cut it down and make a 12 gauge pistol?
So it was restricted anyway, and then you chopped it down to make it even shorter.
Yes, absolutely.
See, this is something that we cannot easily have in the US, so that's pretty cool. That is a 12 gauge shotgun pistol.
So everything going forward is all restricted now. So the three that are, these are all 3 ARs, AR-15s, and they are restricted by name in Canada.
So it's not necessarily what the gun does, it's just the name.
There was a bill that came out and they basically took a whole bunch of firearms and basically made them restricted.
Gotcha.
And or prohibited at the same time. That's another class of firearm.
And they tried to go by military classification,
Yeah.
but which is absurd because here's 2 military firearms right here.
Right.
If you look here, for example, the Daria very closely resembles an AR, although it's a shotgun. That isn't restricted, right? Because it is functionally different in the way it comes apart. The trigger system is different, and so on and so forth.
Can y'all quickly explain what the difference is between, I guess, what's the difference between prohibited and restricted in regards to what you can and can't do with them?
Okay.
How does that affect how you use them?
Okay, prohibited, you can be grandfathered. So if you own these rifles before 1996, so AK-47s, Thompsons, stuff like that, you can keep them, but you can't use them on a range. You're allowed to take your pistol to a range and shoot it, but you're not allowed to like sell it to anyone that doesn't have a 12.6.
Okay, so anyone that also previously had a pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So does that make them more expensive, or does that just make them really hard to sell?
No, it actually goes reverse.
Yeah.
For a prohib pistol, like so.
They're worthless now?
Yeah, like a Colt Detective.
Yeah.
You're looking at $175.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they can't be sold. So, and even if they can be sold, you would have had to been grandfathered post 1995 or pre 1995 in order to be grandfathered for those firearms.
That's one thing that what we think of is if our guns are ever, if they're not able to produce them anymore, they're all going to be worth a ton more, because that's kind of what happened with our machine guns, is that whenever they made them to where they couldn't produce anymore, now the machine guns are all $20,000 guns.
Yeah.
But there's no clause that, you know, you can't sell them to someone who's never had one before, like there is here, which is what makes them a lot cheaper and kind of hard to sell now.
Or to only the people who have that same license provision on their license.
And that number is going to be dwindling every year.
Yeah, because they're all older. You know, they would have been shooting at that point in 1980s, early 90s.
And so eventually all those guns will be gone.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, you can grandfather short-barreled pistols that were made before a certain period.
1946.
1946. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
To your next of kin.
World War II and earlier. So, you know, like a Luger, for example, a World War II Luger, which is less than 4-inch barrel. So the Luger is actually considered a prohib firearm in Canada.
Really?
Yeah. It will be, and although it's as big as a Beretta in terms of its physical size,
the barrel's just shorter.
Its barrel's shorter, and it's a prohibited firearm here. So basically, but if it's pre-1946 or World War II, then you can grandfather, like, I guess you can will it to you can will it to your next of kin, and they will have a different provision on their license, which is called a 12.7. But that just allows them to possess it and to take it to a range, but not to be able to sell it. I think they can or buy any.
Okay.
So that's the only provision that's there. But there's a whole bunch of firearms like Colts and the small snub nose, and even the semi-auto pistols that after 1946, there is no options. Once the owner passes away, I assume that they will have to be smelted.
Yeah,
really?
I like the red gun.
Thanks, Pete.
You know why I think a lot of people don't think we can shoot guns in Canada? Like down in the States, that we can't shoot guns or can't have guns.
Why is that?
It's because the rules are hella confusing.
This is
and like I was listening to everything, and I was just like,
yeah, Pete off to the side of the camera. I watched him out of the corner of my eye going,
yeah, I was just like, I'm listening to everything, and I'm like, this is exactly, like, I would not know, like, from an outside point of view, from somebody that doesn't know anything about guns and even rules in States and Canada, I was just like, I'd be so...
You wouldn't want to even try because you might end up messing something up and going to jail.
Exactly. So I feel like that's why a lot of people think
he thinks he's following the rules and then he ends up in prison.
It's like taxes. They make it as confusing as possible, so you just don't understand.
So you just overpay every time.
You have to hire a professional and overpay.
The thing is you have to know. Because
you can't mess that up.
It's a criminal issue at that point, right? If you mess up.
Well, that's the same thing with the States. I mean, you have to know the laws because it's pretty easy to get a felony if you don't. And these laws are just totally new to me, so I don't know any of them. So it's a little scary. So here's a 30-round magazine for this AR-15. but you will notice it has one little extra thing added to it. It is pinned, so you can only put 5 rounds in this, right?
Yeah.
All semi-auto rifles, the max you can have is 5 rounds, so they can have a big long magazine like this, but they're not using most of it. Kind of interesting. And sad, it's just sad. This one and this one are exactly the same. They're both restricted, but you can just make barrels as short as you want on your restricted firearms, which is kind of cool, even though it is restricted.
As short as you can tolerate.
Yeah. So we're gonna let's shoot the ARs first.
Yep.
Let's try the regular length versus the short barrel AR.
Whoa.
I didn't know if you didn't have your ears in. That was it. That was the whole mag. You wanna lean into it like that.
Ah.
The girls all do this.
I don't want to look like a girl.
You gotta lean.
You gotta
into
make
it
me look like a man.
Especially having
I
that
appreciate that. I'm gonna get the position first.
Yeah,
Like that?
You kind of look like a girl, but you're okay.
What am I doing?
No, you're good.
Yes.
Put all your weight on your front foot.
front foot.
Yeah. Put your elbow down.
That.
There you go.
All right. That's
Good.
it, right?
Yeah. We're gonna shoot this 12 gauge shotgun now. This is one that I saw and immediately was excited about shooting. Got the maple leaf as well. So a Turkish 12 gauge shotgun.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, okay, I got it now.
There you go.
I didn't see that guy
Put
initially.
your face on this.
Yeah, put your cheek against it.
Bring the gun up higher. On your shoulder.
On your shoulder.
Oh.
There, yeah,
There
like
you
that. That looks
Now I
way
look
better.
like a man? Sweet.
Don't think that's gonna happen. There you go.
Sweet.
308. Came in 308. So it rocks in? Oh yeah. Got it.
Whoa. I can never get over how, like, that force that you feel.
It's an 8mm Mauser out of his bolt action. Yeah, Pete, try this one.
Isn't that the one that destroys your shoulder?
It's not bad. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that was good. So it's a single shot, 12 gauge. We're just shooting birdshot out of it right now. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Should I hold it like that?
Yep.
Oh, that's scary.
Ooh.
My gosh.
That looked crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna try holding it like this now.
You can one-hand it.
Whoa.
Thanks for that.
That was
Did that
awesome.
hit you?
Right on top of the head.
I did not know it was gonna eject that hard. Everybody ready?
Okay.
Then they restricted them.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey Pete, try this one. Super easy.
Is it that crazy?
Yeah, this one hurts.
Your buddy.
No, I'm not trying it if it hurts.
No, do it.
Forget it.
Just do it once. I did it twice.
Game.
Can I take these?
Yeah.
Can I put them this way or this way?
Yep. Which way were you gonna put it?
Yeah, I couldn't put it the other way, okay? Shut up. All right. Whoa! Not as crazy as the
that thing-
50 cal,
Yeah, that
but
thing kicks.
it's got that power for
It
sure.
does.
Wow.
So he's gonna do a Magnum slug out of that. I was not man enough to try this. I said no. But Brandon's not scared. Go ahead. Woo! Did it hurt?
It wasn't actually that bad.
Good job, Brandon. The internet is proud of you. If you guys thought Brandon was tough, he's gonna do it one hand. You ready? Same shell, one-handed. I'm scared.
Not bad.
Not
Not
bad.
as bad as a 500 Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
worst gun in the
500.
world. This is a dueling tree. I don't think I've ever showed one on my channel like specifically and talked about it, but basically it's for two people, like one like really professional shooter and then Pete. And He'll be on one side, I'll be on the other, and every time you shoot it and hit the target, it flips to the other guy's side. And then he shoots and they'll go back. You're both shooting at the same time, and the goal is to get all the plates on the other guy's side. So whenever they're all on Pete's side or all on my side, that's the end of the dueling tree. And whoever side they're on is the loser. So I think we're gonna give Pete a little bit of a handicap because I do have some more. I have some more trigger time than him. So I think, are we doing 2 and 6? There's 8 total.
I mean, you're the one that suggested that, so I'm like all for it.
I think we're gonna start with, yeah, 6 on my side and 2 on his side, and I'll have to try to get all of them to go back over to his side. That might be too much for handicap because I'm not great at it, but I just think I'm probably better than Pete.
I suck at it.
Pete probably sucks at it.
All right, shooters ready? Ready. Fire! Hitting left. You're empty. Back to slide.
now.
Double feed.
Yeah, I'm stuck here.
Sorry, I went ahead and beat you while you got stuck.
No, I still have a whole round. If I get all of them, I win. That's how it works, bro.
Slow and steady then. Slow and steady.
Oh.
Tension.
Oh my gosh. Dude! You're out.
Still.
Good job,
One
Pete.
though.
Mike, thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
I appreciate all of your knowledge as well on
Yeah.
Canadian gun laws, and
You're welcome.
very interesting. Yeah, thanks Pete for all of your knowledge.
Very
We're at Land Shooting Supply, Silverdale Gun Club in Smithville, Ontario. Thanks for having us out, guys. Appreciate it. Mayor, what did you learn about gun laws in Canada?
They're complicated.
She's more confused than she was before. But anyway, Canada has laws that are different than ours, and I hope we kind of helped clear that up, even though I'm totally not clear on.
They did have more guns than I thought they would.
Yeah,
Like
well,
more
they can
different types of guns.
they can do a lot of stuff.
I
for
thought
sure.
it was like going to be a
Surprising.
hunting rifle, and that was it.
Okay, so you know what we need to do now? Mexico. Who in Mexico wants to invite us down to go to a Mexican gun range? I'm not joking, guys. I'm serious. I want to go shoot guns in Mexico. Thanks for watching Demolition Ranch. We will be back to your normally scheduled program next week. I love you. I'll see you next time. Contact! That's a great idea. What about the quad hawk? No, don't move! Don't move! Bobby! I'm a doctor. Ish.